all in this learning process. And I think as much as possible to share best practices. It's new for a lot of us. There aren't any set ways of creating these new structures and these new safety guidelines. So we're learning and we have to put them in place.
We're working with some of the most vulnerable members of the population. So we want to make sure that our users are protected, that their interests are considered first. If we wanted, we could have automated 100% of the responses. That would have been the most efficient thing to do, but it would not have been the safest thing to do.
It's of the utmost importance that askNivi never act in a way that leads to direct harm. It is crucial that all of the information that is delivered by the askNivi chatbot be culturally appropriate, relevant to context, and accurate.
A lot of the time, the solutions that you're trying to build may not actually need AI and can be solved just as effectively with existing tools or simpler methods. Where possible, these should be prioritized.
So really thinking through how machine learning is going to fit into your work. What tasks is it going to do? And is it actually going to help you or create a whole new stream of work?
Responsible AI means AI that arguments and supports human expertise rather than fully automating high-risk decisions.
Despite the high level of accuracy of the machine learning features, human oversight is essential.
It can be really easy to, make big promises about what machine learning can do. But it's really important for us to move slowly to ensure that whatever we're building and deploying is well tested and that we're constantly iterating on it to make sure that the machine learning features that we're launching are actually going to be helpful for civil society, that's actually going to make their lives easier and doesn't totally remove the human from the equation.
Generative AI is very good at choosing how to communicate. It's hit or miss at choosing the right advice, and it's terrible at knowing whether it has the prerequisite details. This is why at Nivi, we use therapeutic area experts to craft our user experience. We use curated content, and we never send generative AI content directly to our end users without vetting.
Teachers can override the recommendation of the AI system or can direct it in ways that they want for their classroom and can also provide feedback on whether they found the plans effective or how they would like them to change.
We take about 15% of answers and we do human evaluation and try to see if we can catch errors. And then in the field, our users have an immediate channel to share with us with a thumbs up or a thumbs down and a note if there are answers that don't meet their needs and that are problematic.
The model doesn't actually respond directly to moms. The model will suggest or generate a response, but that response will go to the help desk, and the help desk can then decide whether it's safe to send it. We also allow our users to feedback to us when the AI has been effective or when it's maybe giving an incorrect answer. So the user can tell us whether or not they're satisfied with the response, and if they're not, then the help desk can step in.
The AI we create should support decision-making processes and should not replace human judgment, especially in a critical health-related matters.
I also see the risk of perpetuating discrimination and injustices if AI is fed with biased information.
Addressing these emerging issues like bias and harm in AI systems is not just a technological challenge that needs to be solved in the app as you build the technology, but it's a socio-technical one that demands multidisciplinary attention where many of us should come together and work together. We need to think a lot about the governance and collaborations that we need to put in place, and also the mindsets that we need to shift, and then actually put metrics in place to help us move in the right direction.
One of the things that we've studied in recent years has been equity gaps based on demographics in our AI systems. We have found that intent detection, although it's not an inherently gendered task, does perform with different accuracy across different genders. By intentionally biasing the training data toward those populations that are currently least well served by the models, over time the equity gap closes, while the overall accuracy for all users increases over time.
Often it's not obvious or easy for farmers to figure out what things they should ask for help with, and then how to formulate the most effective question and add that nuance and detail that's really important to getting the right feedback. We really tackled this by doing onboarding training and really helping users to get comfortable with the technology, give them examples that resonate in their day-to-day life, and also creating these nudges within the chatbot to prompt them, to give them ideas of what to ask.
The majority of use cases that we see have been developed in high-tech environments, and so it's quite unclear whether this can translate into our low and middle-income country context. This means we need to build AI that is offline compatible, that's been trained on cultural and context-relevant data, and one that is usable by teachers and learners who may have little to no pre-existing digital literacy skills.
I touched the button.
It's also critical to have bias detection and mitigation tools, so this means when you've developed a new algorithm or you're retraining an old one, you're able to check the output and compare it for any bias that might have entered into it. I think if we invest sufficient resources to build AI technology that's tailored for lower income environments, then there is the chance for this technology to benefit millions of people around the world. If instead we hope that solutions that are being developed in high-income environments or high-tech environments can easily just be imported or replicated in different environments, we risk missing out on this opportunity of AI being a net benefit for the international development field.
The other principles that we try to stick with as much as possible are informed consent. So how do you explain that the system she'll be interacting with is backed by AI? You can't use words like artificial intelligence. Research is still ongoing, but so far that we figured the best way to inform a mom is that the responses may be assisted by computer technology. We designed the service around text messages or SMS. It's kind of fun to think that even users who have the most basic technology, like feature phones, still have access to and can benefit from some of the most advanced technology, AI and large language models.
So transparency for us is how we leverage open source technology as much as possible. Any other organization can see what we're building and even build it themselves.
The language models that we create have been open sourced and shared openly, freely with the community for use not only in maternal and newborn health use cases, but in any case. So they can be fine-tuned, for example, for agriculture or education or finance. We've developed the models. There's no reason for us to hold on to them, and we want to release them openly to be able to benefit other organizations.
Given the progress that is being made and the large use of AI technologies, I do believe that it is important to develop an ethical code on the use of AI technologies. It is important to have a framework that can hold persons and institutions accountable.
If this is deployed haphazardly, AI risks worsening existing inequities and eroding trust. But if we proactively mitigate these risks, I'm optimistic the net impact of AI in development will be strongly positive.